today we're going to be talking about main idea. Does anybody know what a main idea is? Go for it.
Like the main idea in the sentence, like you're writing the sentence and the main idea is, well, like your daughter or something.
Kind of, yeah. Think more on terms of a story or a text that you're reading for science class or social studies. Go for it. You want to answer that? So main idea is pretty much sums up the entire text or story that you're reading. It's the big picture. It has all of like the characters, the important characters and important events and the sequence of events that happens in a story. So with that being said, I have this nifty bag. I created it myself. And inside of it is a bunch of different objects. And I'm just going to pull out random objects and you guys can say what they are. Doesn't matter. You don't have to raise your hand or anything. But then after I finish pulling them out, I'm going to ask you guys a question, okay? So. It's like clay. Funny. Do I have a tennis ball in here? It's like clay, you know, when you mold stuff. You ever put clay around a pencil or something? It could just be the company or the manufacturer. That's okay. So, what do you have, Lucas? Paint. Paint? What about you?
I have a tennis ball.
A tennis ball? Go for it. Puzzle? A puzzle? What about you, my dear? Statue? Clay, and then what about you?
Car.
A card. Okay, so it seems like these are just a bunch of random objects that we have here, right? What do you guys think, how do you guys think all of these objects relate to one another? Go for it.
They each have maps.
They each have what?
Maps.
They do have maps, but we're thinking more in the sense of a story.
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
That's perfectly fine. Go for it. You can play with them all. That's a very good point. Go for it. You can use them all. So you can paint a picture. You can play tennis. You can do a puzzle. I love Winnie the Pooh, so that's a Winnie the Pooh puzzle. You can read a book. You can make
Bake something.
bake something. Play with a toy car. Go for it.
They have words on them.
You can have words on them. But so you guys kind of have the right idea, right direction.
Oh, they're all things that you need.
They are all things that you can use. They're all things that you can play with. So what you're going to do now, before we figure out how all of these objects relate to each other, you're going to write your own story using all of these objects. Well, not all of it.
Has a story.
You're going to write your own story using at least 4 of the objects, and there's 6 total, I believe. You can went to the store last night.
No, you're not.
I'll go around and collect them afterwards. What you're going to do with your story is you're going to say, okay, say for example Cassidy uses the clay and then she's using the paint. So you design something to write in your story. Today I decided I was going to try and make an art and craft.
Do we have to use our own one? We have to use our own paint.
Yes, you have to use.
And
Oh,
do
do you mean the?
we have to use our own?
No, you can use all of the objects here. I'll bring them to the front so you guys can see them all.
I know what
But you just want to create a story with using at least 4 of the objects. You could say, I made my own puzzle today, and on the puzzle, the picture was of a tennis ball. Then you have to use
And then the car.
There's Chris. I'm sorry, Chris. I called you the wrong
No, I'm
name.
Taylor.
Please, Chris.
One car. Let's go just take.
Okay, so does everybody get what they're going to be doing? Kind of? Okay. Let me try and give you a better example. So, say I'm writing a short story, and my character's name is Jennifer. And it could be, today, Jennifer decided she was going to go play tennis. And while she was playing tennis, a car drove through the tennis courts, and it was covered in pink, red, yellow, and blue paint. So your guys' goal is to just create your own story, make sure there's a main idea or a sequence of events behind it using some of these objects. Does that make more sense? Yeah, and then I'll leave them, I'll bring the chair forward and I'll put them on the chair so you guys can look at them at any time when you're writing your story, okay? And you can come up if you need, you can touch them for those that didn't get the chance to look at any of them. But just story doesn't have to be a certain length. You just want to make sure you're using at least 3 or 4 of the objects. You can use all of them if you want. You can use 4 of them, 5 of them, just as long as you're using some, okay? Does that make more sense? Okay, go for it. You guys can start writing. Let me put these out.
I just have one question. Is the count as like the yellow piece count as 1 and the red piece count as 1?
You can make it count as like 1, 2, 3 if or you can make it one whole thing, like I use paint. Puzzles, like it does. So I'll give you guys about 15. Oh my goodness, I was gonna say 10 minutes. I think you can write a story.
Why do you have green stuff on your hand?
Just as long as you can include 3 or 4 objects, that's all I care about, okay? And you want to make sure that there's a main idea behind your story. So, like you guys had said before, the main idea is the big picture. It's the events that go on in your story. So you want to make sure there could be a little action, there could be drama.
Can you kind of change that for name?
Yeah.
Call me Kristen.
You could write it from a voice perspective if you really want. And then just let me know if you guys have any questions. Raise your hands. I'll come over to you. First.